Shalom to all my Pasadenans, Altadenans, Manichaeans, South Koreans. I don't know if North Koreans get this video. If you did, like Mazel Tov and Yasher Koach. It is I, your friendly neighborhood Rabbi John Carrier, and wherever you're coming from, you are in the right place. I'm delighted to count the Omer with you, especially now that we are rounding out 3 weeks. That's 21 days of the Omer that we've counted together. Also, quick note, if you haven't been counting with us for 21 days, if you just found this kind of in the middle, if you just found this video, that's cool. We've got all of these in a playlist. You could go back and watch them, and the learning is not lost. And I, for one, am tickled that we learned about Chesed and Gevurah, and this week, Tiferet together. And as is our long-standing tradition, now 3 weeks old, I would like us to round out this week with an action plan. That is, how are you going to implement Tiferet in your life? Perhaps more accurately, how are you going to take the Tiferet that's already within you and grow? And once more, if you're just joining us, Tiferet is this divine and human attribute of balance. Specifically, the balance between our gift for chesed, loving kindness, and our gift for gevurah, or strong judgment. According to the Talmud, even God is praying for this balance. So what are you going to do about it? If this question is overwhelming for you, I'd like to remind you of another tradition we have in this kind of goal setting, and that is to start small. Don't try to start some big Tiferet revolution in your life. Don't try to balance everything just so. It's exhausting, and it'll be hard, and then you'll quit. You'll just give up on the whole Tiferet thing. And I don't think you want to do that, and I don't think you will. I will encourage you to start small so that you can have a quick success right away, and that'll encourage you to keep building on this attribute. A quick way to frame your answer is to look back in the work that we've already done. In our first week, you made a plan for chesed. And maybe you take a look at that chesed plan you made, that plan to increase loving kindness, and ask yourself the question, how can I add a little gevurah to that? How can I exercise judgment in that in a way that will improve it? Likewise, take a look at the work we did last week. If you made a plan to increase gevurah, to make a difficult decision in your life, how can you apply chesed? How can you infuse your decisions and judgments with loving kindness so that you feel better about it and everybody feels better about it at the end of the day? These are exercises in Tiferet. So before we wrap up this week, I want you to think about one act of kindness that could use a little judgment. Maybe you want to pledge a lot of charity, but you have limited resources, and if you gave everything away, you wouldn't be able to give anything away tomorrow. Maybe, and this is just an example, maybe you have to make a hiring decision or an unhiring decision where you work, or have to give somebody some constructive feedback, which requires judgment. How can you communicate that decision and follow through with the person that also exhibits loving kindness? So that's the question of the day. What's one action you can take or one plan you could make where you really feel good about the balance you strike between gevurah, judgment, and chesed, loving kindness? Put that in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. Email it to me. Write it down in your journal. I hope these exercises have been helpful for you, especially now that I'm asking you to look back at what you decided on before. And in general, now that we're wrapping up 3 out of 7 weeks, I'd love to hear how this whole Omer counting exercise is working for you. Let us know in the Facebook group. Let us know on YouTube. Email it to me. If you write it down in the journal and I can't read it, it's going to be hard to make adjustments. But in any case, I've been really thrilled to do this with you. I've learned a lot in this process of counting the Omer daily through video. As a wise person once said, he who teaches learns twice. Why I like teaching so much. Makes me smarter. But don't forget to count day 21 of the Omer this evening after the sun goes down. And next week, or should I say tomorrow, we'll start talking about Netzach. Don't know what that is? Tune in and find out. In the meantime, peace.